Om Shanti. Welcome. So today we have somebody very, very, not just important, but very close member of this big family. And this is Brother Brij Mohan Bhai. He's the Additional Secretary General of the Brahma Kumaris, Mount Abu, and Secretary of Brahma Kumaris Educational Society, and Secretary of Raj Yoga Education and Research Foundation, and editor of Brahma Kumaris monthly magazine Purity. I think some of you probably have read the magazine, Purity magazine, so he is the editor. Brother Brij Mohan has been associated with the Brahma Kumaris for over 60 years. He's an outstanding lecturer on meditation and spirituality, and he's gifted with clarity in thoughts and conducts lectures with humor, honesty, and insight. And by profession, he is or was a chartered accountant. Now, in his own words, he has given his introduction, and I quote, "I had a rather defiant entry into spirituality. My father was attracted to the Brahma Kumaris, and in 1953, he took me to a center. I was extremely argumentative. And finally, since people really respected my father, one of the brothers asked me to just give him 5 minutes so that he could teach me meditation. Amazingly, in those 5 minutes, I could feel my body fill with light. And since then, I've been slowly progressing along this path." This is in Brij Mohan Bhai's own words. And there are many personal things that I could share, but I just maybe share one. It was many years ago that Brij Mohan Bhai came to Japan, and I had the opportunity or the privilege to take care of him and also cook meals. And somehow we are both from the same state in India, so I was cooking the meals, and he liked them so much that he said it reminded him of his mother. Isn't that a compliment? So I remember that, and I was so happy that, he was well taken care of. But since then, Brij Mohan Bhai has lost weight. So maybe he's not having all those things now. Another thing I must tell you is that, as you heard, that he is rather, speaks with humor and honesty. So if all of you smile when you have to smile, and you are puzzled when you're puzzled or something, you show some expression on your face, it'll be easier when you hear him talking. Not just sit with a very serious face. Because he's a very good balance. I think the best balance, Baba says, to have a balance between Ramnikta, being very entertaining nature, and also mature, and I think he's the best in that. I've got a few questions here for you, Brij Mohan Bhai. But one question that has come up, I thought I'd ask you that. Right now we can see the world. It's in a really, really bad stage. Not being negative, but the practical things that we see is in a bad stage, and so bad that we know that it's on the brink of destruction. And that it's inevitable that this world will get destroyed, and in a very, very bad and a sad way. But Baba says, Baba has said that it's drama, it will definitely be destroyed. No matter you want it or don't want it, it will get destroyed. But on the other hand, we are all making our effort, sending peace, sending love, doing many things. So the question is that I wonder how it's not going to change the world, it's not going to bring it back, it's going to rather go down anyway. So how is all this really helping the world in some way, or is it only for us what we are doing?
Question is over.
Pardon? Yes, question is over. Okay. I just said in detail so that it'll be clear and you get a good answer from you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Good morning.
Morning.
We are just on the eve of New Year, and New Year is celebrated more on the eve of New Year because New Year means New Year. So New Year Eve is very important. Otherwise also Eve is very important.
Eve.
So therefore, first of all, I want to wish all our brothers and sisters international gathering a very, 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 very happy New Year in the old world. Okay? So you can clap for your New Year in the old world. And you know that for the world it is New Year in the old world. For us it is New Year in the new world to be.
To be.
Yes. And in that lies the answer to your question. You have followed, or I should explain?
You can elaborate a bit, please.
Okay, all right. But you have understood?
A little bit.
Okay.
Not
right.
completely.
So, now, your question was that all of us are trying to imbibe good qualities, virtues like love, peace, cooperation, sharing, caring, whatever. Dadi Janki says she cares, shares and inspires. All those things we are imbibing. What is the use if the world is going to be destroyed, and also how these things are going to affect the world?
Good.
So you know, if you want to convert a forest into a garden, what you do? Forest grows spontaneously. You don't require a gardener to grow a forest. But a garden has to be laid. So say in a forest you want to lay a garden. Small patch. So you have to prepare the soil and all those things and care for it, give attention, sunshine, water, manure and so on. So now we are exactly doing that. We are creating a nursery, not nursery school, but the other type of flower nursery, so that when the forest fire, you know how dangerous are the forest fires. They start naturally. Nobody has to set a matchbox and put on fire. Forest fire. And it goes on and on and on. So the world has become a forest. So naturally it will catch fire. But then the nursery will be for the future garden. This is the twin process by which Shiv Baba makes the transformation. So they are doing their work, we are doing our work. We are not imbibing these good qualities for interacting with bad people, because they won't understand. You see, just as ice and fire are different, so also the quality of calm and coolness is different from being wild. So therefore, the small nursery is for future, the coming new world, and what they are doing is for the old world. Now you said the world is in a bad shape. Bad is the lowest category. There is bad to worst. So you would say world is in a bad shape or in the worst shape?
Worst.
Okay?
Worst.
So this is little correction.
Yes, thank
All
you.
right. So now, what you had said, two more things you had said. What were those?
Yeah, because I was asking that if the world is in the worst stage and all that we are doing, how is going to help the world? Anyway, it's going to be destroyed. Anyway, it's going to get even more worse. So what we are doing...
Say you are taking a tonic or a good medicine or something healthy for your body.
Yes.
And there is some part of the body which is going to be operated and thrown out. So, the tonic you are taking or the good healthy food you are taking, what for it is meant? For that part to be thrown out or for the part that remains?
I guess have the energy to throw that out. Because even for an operation you need a lot of energy.
Yes. So there is a big tumor.
Yes.
I think you cannot have a tumor of good weight because it
I
has
don't know.
to.
Can't
Okay.
say. Can't say.
Whatever it is. So you are taking good diet to serve your body. And the tumor has to be taken out. When the tumor goes out, then that good diet will help your body to be healthy. So this is exactly what is happening. So we are imbibing all those qualities for the healthy part of the body and not for the tumor. That is why it is very important to throw out the tumor as quickly as possible, otherwise it will be eating into all those healthy food and will not allow it to help the rest of the body.
Okay?
No, you have to be satisfied first.
Yeah, because I'm not completely, that's why I'm taking the help.
Okay. Achha.
Because sometimes people ask us this question, what are you Brahma Kumaris doing for the world? They ask. Because people like to see practical things, building schools, hospitals,
The
fountains.
answer is very simple. You say, but for the Brahma Kumaris, the world would have been worse. So, if it is a little better, it is due to the Brahma Kumaris. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Now coming to your second point, which you have forgotten.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, if you remember, please.
The thing is, we have to understand one thing, because we talked of the new year, we talked of the bad times, we are talking of the good times. We should understand the way the time moves. The time always moves forwards. Time does not move backwards. You see the clock, it moves forwards. Otherwise also now it is going to be noon. So the next, what will be next? Evening and night. Okay? But not the previous evening and night, but the next one. So this is to be understood. Once you understand this, then you will appreciate that whatever effort we are making is not for the past, because time does not move fast. Supposing I want to become 5-year-old baby, I want to become. Okay? Whether I want or not, I will be a baby. But not I was a baby, I will be a baby, but I can't be this baby in this body. Not the baby of this body, but the baby of my next body. This is to be understood. So once one understands this process of time, all this confusion will be removed. Because the whole world, what mistake they are making is, they are thinking of making this old world new. Everyone. They are having United Nations, they are having so many conferences, agreements, all the economic reforms, social reforms, whatever you call, women empowerment. But all they are doing thinking that this old 84-year-old body will become 5-year baby. It will definitely become, but if you move forward. And a tree is almost dry, it's a big one. You can't become a plant. But it can become a plant if you move forward. You see, the seed will come out and that will produce the next tree. Similarly, my soul will go out and then I can become a baby. So this is the process. Once you understand that time moves forwards, your effort will be correct. It will never go waste. Because most important and most powerful factor in the world drama is time.
Yes.
Even Baba, Almighty, is also bound by time. Baba cannot come one day before as the drama or can't leave one day after. So this time factor, and we are the luckiest souls in the whole universe because we have been revealed about the time. What is the time in the world clock? No one knows. And if there is some disturbance in the world, they will only come to you and say, what do your Baba says about future? You see, because they know also that we know the time. But we have to recollect again and again that we are at confluence. This is going to end. So why waste, spend time and money and energy into that? Invest it or insure it. This insurance in the world has started from Baba insuring our lives and our property. There are two types of insurance, general insurance and life insurance. So Baba says the premium is very little, always. But if the loss takes place, you get a big sum. If the loss of the body takes place, then also the family gets a big amount. So here Baba says you have just to pay one premium only and you are going to gain for 21 generations. So therefore we must ensure. The system of Baba is he will become your child, only then you will become his child. Yes. In recent Murli you must have read that you make me your child with your little bit, your pennies. And I make you my child with big fortune. Yeah. So this is the thing, because we know about the time. So it's very good that they have fixed a time from 11 to 12 for ourselves. Okay.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So now that we are talking about new and going old to the new and becoming something again, I think the next question would be related to that.
Okay.
Everybody talks
about...
So
old is finished.
Old is finished.
But in our institution, old is gold.
The first question is finished.
Okay.
That's past.
Right.
That's
okay.
past.
Okay.
So the next future is, we all talk about the deity form. Think of your deity form, think you'll become a deity, all that. Baba tells us so much. So everybody is making effort to become that once again. But we sort of need to emerge it also, the form within us. So what could be the Sato Pradhan effort required to emerge the deity form?
I see. This is a nice question. At least the effort has to be Sato Pradhan. Because if you make Tamo Pradhan effort, then the other form will emerge naturally, which has been left behind. You know, all of us have been given a face and a back, okay?
Yes. Back.
Back. Okay. Everybody's backbone is, I think, okay. Huh?
Looks like.
All right. And Baba also says, I am your backbone.
Baba's backbone.
So no problem. Now, if you turn your back to something, where your face will be?
Front.
To the opposite side of that.
Yes.
And if you are having your face towards something, where your back will be? Behind.
Something else, yes.
So it is behind and forward. So, where is the question of making, forget Sato Pradhan, making any effort at all to emerge something. Now we will finish this class at 12 or so. After that, what will emerge in everybody's mind? Where they will go? Where they will go? Kitchen for bhojan, food. So, are we supposed to emerge it now that we have to go to kitchen? It won't, it will remain merged. So what is emerging in their mind is when this class will be over.
Maybe not emerging as yet. Maybe by 12 o'clock it will emerge.
In the subtle mind, it will finally come out after some time.
Yeah.
So naturally, as the time passes, the things emerge.
Happen automatically.
Say you are in a plane. Which is your country?
My country? Oh, I live in Japan.
Japan. So you enter a, what is that called, Pacific something. What is the airline?
I take Air India.
Air India. Good. So Air India will, does it reach on time?
Always.
That is
That's
start
because
on
I
time?
am on it. Because I'm on it.
Oh, I see.
That's why.
So you entered the plane and then they are showing something, chart inside a graph where you are in the plane. So as it passes, what is in your mind? How far away is Japan now? Where I have reached? So it is naturally emerging. And rather if it is delayed, you will feel disturbed. So it is natural for something coming to emerge. So therefore, if we are conscious about that we are traveling, because nothing will emerge if you are static and standing. So we are on a journey and things will, just as evening comes, so naturally thought comes, now it is evening, what I have to do, what is the schedule, then it will be night. So it is naturally emerging. So Baba says, if it is not emerging, then you have to be cautious. Why it is not emerging? Am I static? Am I standing? Or I am going backwards? What is the matter?
Maybe the whole world is too overpowering. Whatever I see, whatever I hear, so that is forgotten.
No. Thing is, you are on a journey. Whatever side scenes come, you will see. Your plane is passing from an ocean. You can just think, supposing the engine fails, what will happen to me? Will I have that which they promise, or will it not happen?
Oh, no.
Those things can emerge in your mind. But what Baba means to say, emerge your deity form, it means it should always naturally remain emerged in our mind, because a person is studying for a medical course. So the day one he joins the medical course, a little thought, bell rings here, one day I will be a doctor. Okay, but when he is in the final year, then it is very much emerged.
Yes.
Am I going to start my private practice? Am I going to join a job and all those things? So he feels like as if he is a doctor. Even if he sees a patient, he thinks he could cure him if he comes to him as a client.
Yes.
So the problem will only arise if it does not emerge. It means one is sleeping, one is not remembering where that person is. So for that, Baba says, keep emerged in your mind what is coming. Because naturally, and forget the deity form. First thing to emerge is what? Before that? Angelic form.
Angelic form.
So we have to remain in, because angelic form will not suddenly come. If something suddenly comes, abruptly comes, even if it is good, it can disturb you. It can even cause death.
Sure.
There was a person, ordinary person, he purchased a lottery for a very big amount. And luck helped and he got a big amount of money. Now the lottery company thought, this fellow is an ordinary person. If we tell him you have won so much, his heart will fail. That's why I used the word death. So they sent a very senior officer to go to him and slowly prepare him for receiving the big amount. Just as when we go to a hospital, there is a specialist who prepares me for heart operation. Oh, it's nothing, this and that. So that fellow went and said, how much you are earning? He said, so much. Then he said, supposing he doubled the amount, supposing you get this much. Oh, his blood ran faster in the body. And then he went on saying, now I am on the pavement repairing the bicycles, then I will have the shop behind and so on. So he went on raising the amount and his blood circulation became faster and faster. When he reached 3/4 of the amount, after some time, he said, I will give half to you, and that fellow died. Because suddenly it happened. So therefore, this is the thing that I am not prepared to become an angelic deity. I am not making effort. And suddenly I am knocked off this body. So then I will not become a deity because I will become a ghost, because deities and ghosts are almost similar.
Is it?
Yes, both are invisible, both are very powerful.
Angels and ghosts.
Angel and ghost. But the only difference is the angel doesn't stay anywhere, it just is benevolent, does its work, and angel is free to enter and to leave. But the ghost enters, but it does not leave. Supposing anger enters me, I have to do a lot of effort. Otherwise also in this world, somebody's body ghost enters, they beat him, give him lot of trouble, so that the ghost...
Call the Ghostbuster.
Oh, Mirch.
No, they call that Ghostbuster. What do you call them in Hindi? The person who does all...
Yes, he does. And then chili, red chili he burns so that this person somehow goes out. So similarly, unless I am preparing for my that state and being qualified for that state, I may think I have lot of ego and I have lot of anger. Very, very good. You leave the body, you will become, that person will become a ghost. Trouble others also, himself into trouble. So therefore, before emerging my deity state, so Baba says both, but first says angelic state. How to emerge angelic state, that is the point. Supposing you want to practice becoming an angel, what will you do?
Me?
Yes.
As you said, I would not like to practice. I would like it to be natural.
Natural?
Yeah.
But what natural?
What natural?
Now you are in this body.
Yes.
You have to become an angel, you know. So what naturally you are doing or you are experiencing, that really you are becoming an angel. People should also think, now leave her, she is like an angel.
Oh. Actually, this word angel doesn't click so much with me. Because...
If the word does not click,
yeah,
how
because you know, in Bharat, we don't really speak of angels.
This is an international.
We speak of
this is an international.
This is international.
No, I am not talking of the angels the toys that they bring. I am saying real angel. Your angelic stage.
Then it's
subtle stage.
Yes.
Your subtle body. How you will be naturally preparing for your subtle body.
Then practicing out of body, practicing bodiless stage, practicing...
How?
In meditation.
Meditation.
I mean, because when we are walking and moving...
Read the story of Brahma Baba. Yes. What was he doing in his last days? Brahma Baba, before becoming angel, what was he doing in last stage?
Maybe you can share with us.
So Brahma Baba is talking like I am talking to you. Suddenly will become silent.
Silence.
And then he will start talking. He will like to listen essence, not long details. And we will feel also that now Brahma Baba is not that Brahma Baba. Supposing a festival comes. Earlier Brahma Baba said, children come, bring toys, this, whatever, crackers and whatever. Now that festival comes, children go, Baba, the festival. Yes, children. Baba, should we bring? Okay, like that a person disinterested. So like that, first of all, I have to become angel, so I have to withdraw. You will withdraw from all superfluous things.
Yes.
Withdraw further. Baba says, your speaking should be as natural as your silence. Today I say I practice meditation. I will practice silence. But is silence my natural state or speech my natural state? What do you think?
Silence.
A person, howsoever talkative, like me, he also cannot keep on talking all the 24 hours of the day. There is more period of silence, which means silence is natural to me. And the deities speak very little because their thoughts are so powerful. There is the other person, he knows what is to be done. I remember foreigners making a drama here, playing a drama. The child will, parents will understand now the child wants to go out. So like that. So your thought power.
Catching, yeah.
So deities will not speak loudly. The difference between a deity and the other type of person is that person will shout, speak loudly like Ravan. Once a drama of Ram Leela was being played. Now they make a very ferocious Ravan. Supposing we have to make Ram Leela out of all of us. Whom will we select to be Ravan?
I will just tell them Ram Leela. This is enacting the whole story of Rama's life over a period about 10 or 12 days in India. It's done. And after that, there is the burning
So
of Ravan.
whom will you select as Ravan out of all of us? We have limited choice. So you can think, okay. Whom we will select as Lakshman, who is a very innocent type of soft person.
Brother of
You
Ram.
will select. Maybe you make a sister as Lakshman because naturally a soft face. Now, on the stage, a ferocious Ravan with big moustache and all that is sitting, and he is shouting, I am Lankesh Ravan. Okay? And children start crying.
Yes.
He speaks so loud. Now the Lakshman, another character in the Ram Leela, he says, Ravan, why you are shouting? Somebody, a stranger can also go. Look, children are crying, people are frightened. Can't you become Lakshman? He talks so softly. And supposing Ravan agrees, okay, he gets a mental change. Can the Ram Leela go on? It can't, because both are required. So similarly, if we want to really practice for our next bus stop or air stop, what is our next halt? That is the angelic stage, subtle body. And from there, another next stop, for a little while, by request stop. That is the Bindu stage, point. And then from there, we go to the other one, the deity form. So therefore, why Baba says, you always keep on your cycle rotating.
Spin.
So Darshan Chakra spinning, the reason is same, time factor. If a person has the whole clock in his mind, then the person is knows what is coming next, but also knows what is farthest is also coming. So he prepares totally, completely. Now, if we are in the consciousness only of our present, this body. And we don't care who we were in the golden age, silver age, copper age, and so on. And it means we will also be less conscious about our future. But we will see what a duty will be.
Yep.
We will see when we reach there. So Baba said that is called carelessness. And a person who is not time conscious will sleep like Kumbhakarna. He will forget. A person always late in office. Every day. One day he comes on time. And the boss he tells to boss, look sir, I was always late, I have come on time. The boss says, but where were you yesterday? Kumbhakarna. So similarly, it is like that. Once I took a brother to Agra when I was college student to see the Agra, that
City.
mosque.
Taj Mahal.
And we had to go back by a train which used to come from south of India. So we got ready and reached the platform half an hour before the time, and the train just arrived when we reached. We thought we were lucky. If we had come 15 minutes, it would have gone. And I said, how this long train has arrived on time? He said, it is yesterday's. So you see, sometimes this also happens. So it is better to spin that, our whole, then we will also be spinning this one and understanding how little it is. Otherwise, time becomes very long for idlers. That's why Baba says, remain busy. It will pass like this.
Quickly,
And time becomes very short for busy people. And if you are busy, you understand your whole cycle. 5,000 years. 5,000 years.
Long time.
Then what is this? Here it's only a dot. Just in the world map, what will be Japan in the atlas? Little dot?
Oh, Japan is longer.
Huh?
Maybe Mauritius. is
Compared to South Africa and so on. It's a dot only. And you will say, my house is here. Not possible to trace. So similarly, this big one, we should keep on spinning. The one key word is what you call samriti. What you call it in English?
tiny. Awareness.
Awareness. So if we are aware, we are on track. If we are careless, then we are off track.
You talked about the plane, the traveling on the flight.
Yes.
So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. You said if you're going to a certain destination, you think you're going to a destination, but what happens is if you have like 10, 12 hours, you don't keep on thinking, oh, I have to reach India, I have to reach India. You start reading a book, watching something. But when the time is 1 hour, half an hour, pilot tells you, then you start getting ready, put your things away, get ready to get off. But until then, you don't continue keep thinking, oh, I have to go to India, I have to go to India.
People are reading book only
Yeah.
to pass time. They think that I will be busy in the story and I will reach my destination. But otherwise, they are thinking, after reaching Japan, what I am going to do. All those plans are going in one's mind. I left that thing there and how about my plants, whether they were watered or not, and so on. So the person is thinking ahead. This is a small thought. This is few hours journey. But beyond that, the journey of life, one keeps on thinking. Always one is thinking in subtle mind, even of your old age, although it may not come, God forbid. So people are all the time thinking of their life plan. But here we BKs are not thinking of this body life plan. We are thinking of the whole cycle plan of ours. So it is whole of it is at stake. Because the sanskars we build now, whether our sanskars are what Baba says, Vishwa, Kalyan. What is you call?
Bringing spiritual benefit to the whole
World, benefactor of the whole world. So we have got 4 or 5 keywords. One is always or ever, sada.
Constantly.
Then easy, sahaj. It can be only sada if it is easy. If it is easy, it can be always. If it is difficult, it can't be always. So it has to be natural. The third one is global, worldwide, Vishwa Kalyan, because we have to be masters of the world, not masters of my house or my area. So these things should be in our consciousness. And the first one is simple. Simple living, simple thoughts, few thoughts. Example is Gulzar Dadi. Gulzar Dadi is a living example of those who have limited thoughts, but very benevolent thoughts, always thinking good. But there is no word bad in her dictionary. So we can also do that. Because there is, if you start thinking good, everything will be good to you. And if you start thinking, pinpointing things, everything will look topsy-turvy to you. That is the thing.
That's true.
So the simpler we are, Baba says, simplest thing is, Baba is Almighty, my Father, I am in Baba's lap, no bother. Today also in the Amrit Vela, downstairs you call it?
You mean Shanti one?
They always say upstairs, downstairs. But it's good. The other one, they think is without stairs. So this is like that. So there is a vocal, voice recording audio of Baba for 2 minutes every Amrit Vela.
I see.
So today Amrit Vela, Baba said, draw your own picture with the pen of your elevated thought. And the best picture is where you have a throne, you have a crown, and you have a tilak. So Baba says, my heart throne is for you. Nobody in the world, nobody in the whole cycle can be on the heart throne of Baba. Little piece, people want a corner of, full throne is available to you. You can lie down, you can jump, you can dance. Okay. Then Baba says, this tilak gave different definition. That think yourself to be at the roots, at the bottom of the kalpa tree, and you are ancestors to the whole humanity. Put yourself in the seat of an ancestor. I am the guide. I am what I do, all my other generations will do. But the crown was wonderful. The crown was of very less king. Very less king. बेफिक्र बादशाह.
Carefree.
उसको क्या कहते हैं इंग्लिश?
Carefree कहते हैं. Carefree. Emperor.
Carefree.
Emperor.
So very carefree emperor. And Baba says, give all your burdens, all your troubles, all your sorrows to me. I am ready to take. Since then, I am feeling so happy. 2 problems came. I said, Baba, take it. I am a carefree emperor. And actually, those problems dissolved. Somehow, I said, you will find some method. They were complicated, but I found those were dissolved. So if we remain like carefree emperor, everything will be so easy for us.
That's good. Very good. Morning you got Amrit Vela.
Yes.
So, the next question, I think you've already probably told us a little bit that before Brahma Baba reached his Karmatit stage, besides his detachment, what else did you observe? And you told us that he was in silence and he was not interested in all those fanfare and celebrations and things like that.
No, that is not the only thing.
More things, please.
There is something which there is a word called invoke.
Yes.
Invoke. Emerge or invoke. You know, when they have to do some any performance, any function, any ceremony, so in India, Bharat, there is a custom to invoke. So normally they invoke goddess Saraswati, and there is a song, Saraswati Vandana. They think to make this place holy, sanctified for the function, we have invoked. So we can invoke or emerge, bring forward our destination or the next stage. That is why Baba says there is a word called last so fast. Last so fast applies to whom?
Yeah.
Double foreigners. And double foreigners amongst double foreigners. Circle in a circle. Those who come very late. Last so fast. So last so far means that if you know your destination and the distance from the destination, wherever you are, whether you are in the beginning or the middle, toward the end of your journey, if a plane is going, somehow it stopped at some airport for more time for some reason. It takes the flight again. What the pilot does? He says, that is my destination. I should increase my speed. So last so fast means whenever I enter into the journey, I have to see my destination and make my speed faster. So if the double foreigners have come later, it doesn't mean that they become last so fast automatically, but they can understand that we have come later, so we must take another route or a vehicle, faster vehicle, so that we can reach. A person on a bullock cart may be pushing his bull faster and trying to double up the speed of that bull. It is not going to match with an aeroplane or a rocket. Similarly, in management, they have got a saying. If you go on doing what you have been doing, you will keep on getting what you are getting. So if you try to push your older methods faster, it's not going to help. So now is the time is different. Baba says the way you have been meditating, the way you have been reading Murli and spending your daily life, we are BKs, okay. But where have you reached? Have you reached your angelic stage, or you are closer, or you are near to your scenes of your future are emerging? They say of Columbus, the sailor. Any sailor lost in the oceans and all his other helpers, they will become desperate if they are finding only ocean everywhere. And they will say, we are going to be doomed. And when they suddenly find that some tree leaves are floating and some other things are coming, they say, oh, the land mass is nearby. This is how they get hope. So Baba said, those signs, coming events cast their shadow before, is the saying. Coming events cast their shadow before. So are we getting those shadows before? So those signs are very important. If we have no sights elsewhere, you have to change our paradigm shift into your effort. And that is, Baba says, we do not belong here. We do not belong to this old world. Done? Baba has made a separate island for us, oasis for us. That is called Sangam Yuga. But are we to be there in that island for all the time? But we are to be rescued from there also. So Baba says, the next two destinations are made only of light. This physical body of flesh and bones won't be there. All these things of light. And as light also, you can have all those experiences which you have in the physical body, even in the light form. Difficult or easy?
All?
All experiences in the light form which you have in the physical world.
So then what's the difference?
No, we have to go to that. Difference is, it is, if you understand that, it is easier to move to that. Otherwise, one feels, I lose this, I lose my taste, I lose my sounds. Now what happens in your dream? When you are sleeping, you have a dream. The body is lying. The body is lying.
Yep.
But you can travel by a plane in your dream.
Okay.
You can fall down from the plane and feel frightened. You can enjoy any sort of diet dish on your food. So mentally, if you want to eat all the food which you like, so nice, you have all the taste, the stomach is not burdened, no risk of having diabetes or heart attack. So this is what Baba wants, that feel, experience in your state of light, all those things which you experience here. Which means to say, you are sitting here. Keep the body here, but you sit on that vacant seat. Right now. Possible?
Yes.
Your body is here. Yes. Many times for Purity magazine we get photographs, people sitting in the audience and also on the stage. They cut and paste the picture in such a way. The person is speaking and is also sitting in the audience. But those are cut and paste. But here, you can occupy any seat you like, sitting here, for a while. Then come back. This is to be done here. Otherwise, that dream stage definitely shows that you can go to the subtle region, enjoy everything without any risk of, you don't have diabetes in the angelic stage, you don't have heart attack in the angelic stage, you don't have jealousy in the, you can't go there because those things are filtered down. So this we can practice easily. So then when you return to this, it is so easy to practice the subtle stage while in the body. Because once you understand the soul and body are different, as all the BKs understand, they become totally different from the world. You know, there is something called buttermilk. Buttermilk, they take it in West, I don't know.
Some.
Okay. The buttermilk has butter in it. You churn it, the butter will float. Butter looks like thicker, but it is lighter. That is why it floats on the surface. Once you have taken out that butter from the buttermilk, it is floating. Can you mix a little bit of it back into the buttermilk? Can you mix it back? Why? It was a part of it. The property has changed.
Property has changed, yes.
Similarly, we are all souls in the body. You press here, I will feel pain. But actually, it is the soul which is feeling the pain. You take out the soul, you cut the whole body, nothing. So this we have now practiced. We understand, I am different from the body. Similarly, the whole of me, the subtle body, is different from this body because energy, power is in that. This is only an instrument. Just as when your thought is somewhere, you never think where my legs are, where my hands are. You are so lost, they will automatically adjust. But when you have no such thought, you will think, I should have a pillow near my, and all those things arise. So as soon as the body consciousness is gone, then where you are? Subtle form. Soul is only, the name is soul. But then there is the mind, there is the intellect, there is the sanskars, all are playing. So in a sense, for the next stoppage, next halt, we have to prepare now. And in a remote way, also prepare for this next and the last one. Okay? So it is 12 o'clock, 1 minute more.
It's okay.
Increase spending our time with Baba in soul world, which is not either physical or subtle. In what are the ways?
How can we spend more time with Baba in the soul world? Because it's not physical world and it's not the subtle world.
Right.
It's just a dot there. That's the question.
You see, staying in the soul world is the most subtle form of meditation. The world is cyclical, drama is cyclical. If you reduce that cycle inwards, finally what it will form? It will form a point, okay? An extended point is a cycle. First of all, we have to understand that me, I, the being is a point, and I have so much inside me that if I take it out, the whole drama, our whole story is formed. So first thing is to merge my mind, my intellect into the point. Sanskars are already in it. So I become a point. Then this is historical part of it. The geography is where am I located presently? I am presently located, we all know where?
Center.
Here. Okay. So first I have to see my location here. Be established in your location here. Then where I have to go. So I know that in Paramdham also, the soul world, there is an order in which the souls stay. And that order can be called the subtle tree. Just as we have the tree here, top of it, Shiv Baba, then there are 3 more dots down, Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar, then 2 Lakshmi Narayan, and the whole of the deity souls. And downwards, then there will be branching out of different, the whole set of the whole subtle, not subtle, but incorporeal tree should be in my mind. Then, Baba says, you be as a soul closest to the top soul, and just as sun's rays reach the whole world, similarly, Shiv Baba's power in the form of vibrations or rays is there for the whole of the subtle tree. And myself also am seated there and getting those powerful vibrations. So you have to control the thoughts going out, the mind expanding, remain in that subtle form, and again I am using in that incorporeal form for as long as possible. You will feel highly empowered. So you can encourage this practice. Acha.
Anyone? Yes, sister. I'll come back later. There's a mic here.
Om Shanti, brother. Thank you for being here. My question is a comparison question. There are some, like Brahma Kumaris are going through the Raj Yoga meditation, going through the angelic and the deity form. There are some who are going through the devotional method, coming through devotion, like Mirabai and so coming through devotion. So what kind of a difference and how slow are they? Or can they attain the angelic form? Or just wanted to know. Thank you.
Well, Baba says that the path of devotion, if you look at the drama cycle, from which time to which time is the path of devotion, and which time is the path of knowledge. So path of devotion starts in the Copper Age beginning, that is 2500 years about before today, and it lasts up to the end of the Iron Age, which means the path of devotion is a downward trend, is a downward curve, okay? So you go on getting into devotion, but you are climbing down the staircase. So that is the fate of the path of devotion. Even in today's Murli, I think, Baba has said that today or yesterday, that you have been, Meera has been doing, people have been praying to Krishna for birth after birth, but what was the result? Nothing. So the path of devotion is like, moving into the night journey. The night journey means so long as the night remains, you are performing the journey, but sun will not shine. Only when the sun comes, the morning will come. So this path of knowledge is only one birth, little, and then it keeps you in the light. Your journey is for half the cycle in the daylight. And when the sun sets, then only this path of devotion starts. The time itself shows that we are praying. Devotion means praying to God to liberate us. But we are only praying, and the praying becomes louder as the night becomes darker. Finally, liberator is Shiv Baba. So he says, I liberate you from what? Even from the path of devotion. There you are praying, here you are getting. But those souls also have in the path of devotion also there are stars. Just as Ravan himself is a star in the path of cruelty, people don't forget Ravan as they don't forget Ram. The devil is also equally remembered. So that way, there is path of devotion also there are stars. The religious preceptors are also stars in their own way. So in that path, Meera and Narad are famous. Haji.
Next.
Om Shanti. Bhai Sahib, you mentioned that you gave the example of the bullock cart and the plane. So if I need to reach my destination on time, I need to choose a different mode of travel. Similarly, what is the different mode of effort at this time that I need to make to be able to reach?
The effort is light. To be a form of light and to remain light. So double light. So I have the soul, I am light. My subtle body form also I am light. The region in which I have to go is also of light. And this is number one. Number two is I should not carry any weight. I should not be attracted to the world which is not the world of light, which is the world of five elements.
Other sisters had a question first, so I'll come back to you.
Om Shanti. We often use subtle and angelic interchangeably. Subtle and angelic interchangeably. So does that mean that if I am subtle, I'm already angelic? And the subtle mean being in a light stage, as I get you defining subtlety and going fast in speed? Angelic doesn't necessarily mean to be out of body.
So subtle and angelic.
Angelic.
Is it,
You see, subtle is a word also. Subtle is a space area also. Subtle region, where this is beyond the sun and stars, beyond this natural elements, light only. So that is called subtle region. And angelic stage is my own subtle form.
And may I be subtle in my relationships and thus be angelic at the same time? Subtle in relationships, subtle in speech.
Being subtle in relationships helps in your remaining in angelic form more and more.
And what would be the indicators of being subtle in relationships?
That you can yourself understand the relationship, which don't entangle you, which don't burden your mind. They are subtle relations. For instance, relations without any element of the five vices become subtle, light relations. Like relation between you and me. A spiritual relation is a subtle relation. All other relations, bodily relations, they will be entangling relations and they will be connected with the body consciousness.
It's okay?
हाँ जी.
Om Shanti. Thank you for a wonderful class. So when we do the meditation, some of us go in the sedation stage, some of them go to the hypnotizing stage. Is it correct or wrong?
Which two stages again, brother?
Sedation stage.
Sedation stage.
And hypnotizing stage.
When we go into meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sedation stage and hypnotizing stage. Is it correct or wrong?
Well, meditation has nothing to do with hypnotism, number one. That's a separate department where the people give you auto-suggestion, try to make you go into a different time
Space.
frame, etc. What is he mean to by sedation state means like making a person semi-conscious or unconscious, something.
Sedation is like when you want to put somebody to sleep or you don't want them to be very alive, to keep them a little low.
These
give them a
things
medicine.
Meditation is a stage of awareness. It is an awakened state. Your mind is completely conscious. All the other stages, they help you going into regression, getting back into your past or something.
On zero state.
Yes, or as to some other region. But this meditation is for future and it is active and it helps you to consciously communicate. And those make you unconscious, and just like you make a person drink and then he start talking absurd. Sometimes he tells the truth because he is not very conscious about himself. It is like that.
It's not aware. Yes.
Not aware.
Om Shanti. Baba has described three different energies in subtle world, named Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar. So what is the significance of these energies and how do we use these energies for our benefit?
Okay. When you sow a crop, three things are involved. One is to sow the seeds for the crop, then to make the crop grow, you have to sustain it, and then you have to do weeding so that the other undesired grass, etc., they don't eat into all the nourishment that you are giving to the crop. So one is creation, the other is sustenance, and the third is destruction. That is a weeding out the unwanted and sustaining the good one. So these are the three functions which each of us is a Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar in our own way.
Om Shanti. I was just wondering, as I've heard, that we don't have to remember Baba, Shiv Baba, during the golden age of Satyug or probably also in Treta Yuga. So there is also saying that दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई, जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुख काय को होए. So why should we not be remembering Baba?
So that there is no dukh.
So that we don't come to, copper age and don't come downwards.
Good question.
Yeah.
And secondly, I'm sort of thinking scientifically or astronomically. We live on this planet Earth, and planet Earth is just a dot in the entire universe. We are in the solar system, and then the entire solar system is within the galaxy. And there's also talk about, multiverses. There could be more than one universe. So just out of curiosity, I wanted to know, what is the jurisdiction of Shiv Baba? Is he sort of looking after just the planet Earth, the Earthlings, or it expands, well beyond that? Thank you.
The first question was?
That Sukh mein if we remember him in happiness, then we want to see.
Have you ever seen a game in which there is no win and loss, always win only? Have you ever seen a business where there is no risk of loss? Have you ever seen a human being who does not die? Have you ever seen a thing which does not become old? There is a spiritual law. Everything is created new. Nothing can be created old. Okay? Nobody can build an old car, old house. Nothing can be created old. The second law is, as soon as a thing is created, it starts getting old. Second law of thermodynamics, or you call the law of entropy. When this is there, no question of your Simran or no Simran, this law will operate. So therefore, Sukh will convert into Dukh. When I was a child, I used to move about taking my bicycle everywhere. Today you tell me, I will think 10 times before starting a bicycle. I am the same soul. You put me into my young body, I will again do that. So this law cannot be, no drama can take place if everything is static. Even in Sukh, there are degrees. Day one of the Satyuga is not the last day of Satyuga. There is a lot of change. And the first day of Treta Yuga, is much different. That is defined as a milestone, different. So therefore, dynamics is the law of physical law and a spiritual law. So therefore, things have to move like that. And if you pray to God that, okay, I am worshipping you theoretically in Satyuga, so that there will be no Dukh, then there will be no Treta also.
There will be no silver age. No silver age then.
No silver age also. So therefore, things have to happen like that. Only we say, as if by praying, first of all, my first fundamental question is whether by praying you get into Sukh or to joy or happiness, or it comes by some other method. If by praying the Sukh, happiness does not come, then there is no question of praying, stopping the other period to come. The second question was?
About the jurisdiction of Shiv Baba.
Yes. At least Shiv Baba has jurisdiction on this planet, which cannot be denied. Forget about other planets, number one. Number two, even in this planet, Shiv Baba does not have jurisdiction on everything. Shiv Baba is like a seed, and Shiv Baba has its own crucial role, but rest of it is not in control of Shiv Baba. If it were so, Shiv Baba won't allow Kal Yuga to come. ठीक है? Only few souls Shiv Baba makes instrument and changes the whole scenario. And those is lucky souls, those are sitting here, including the questioner. Huh? Okay, Om Shanti.
Last one.
Om Shanti Vaidhi. Sorry. how does this life or the past lives vikarma interferes in the meditation? Like many times in the Murli comes कि विकर्मों का बोझ ज़्यादा है तो उसके लिए the progress उतनी होती नहीं है. So
there's a lot of burden of vikarma on you, and that's why the progress is not happening. So the question is that how does it interfere?
Yes, means suppose if you are trying for meditation, and you want to increase it, and if you are not able to increase, does it relate it with your vikarmas or something else?
You see, meditation is a cure. So, if you use meditation, your vikarmas will be destroyed. Meditation helps you to also, meditation has two functions. One is to make you free from disease. The other is, if there is an old disease, then to finish it in due course. So therefore, vikarma, so long as the disease is there, the medicine will look like not being fully effective. As the disease gets cured, the dose of medicine also is reduced, First a big strong dose is given, then it is cured, lesser dose is given, and so on. One day, you don't require medicine at all. Similarly, meditation is also like a medicine. So therefore, meditation will not be required in Satyuga. Meditation will not be required if you attain karma tirtha state. But till then, meditation is done. And Baba says when it interferes, it does not interfere. Other things interfere in taking medicine. For example, a doctor gives you a medicine, tells you some disciplines that you have to take it early morning before meals and like that, and you have to take it regularly. And someday you don't take it early morning and then you miss regularity also. Those are the interference. Otherwise, if you take it regularly, it will only go on reducing your, burning your burden of past karma. It works like that.
Sometimes Baba says that some souls cannot meditate because there's so much vikarma burden is there. So
no,
that's probably the meaning of interference.
They have to do more intense meditation.
Yeah.
Because
so it's a catch-22.
More medicine and keep the discipline. There are three things in the medicinal process. One is the medicine, other is the diet, and other is the discipline to be observed. You see? So if any of the ingredients is not properly done, supposing you are taking medicine regularly, but you are not controlling your diet, or if you are doing both, but not maintaining the disciplines required, this is not to be done, then it won't be functional. So it is like that. These days, the medicine and, in the golden age, you didn't require any medicine. After the copper age starts, variation of medicine is variation of food is medicine. Medicine. You change your food little bit and it's medicine. In Iron Age, medicine is your food. A doctor gave 3 pills to someone, green, red and yellow. He said, green you take before your meals, yellow you take after your meals, and red is your meals. Okay?
Okay.
If we knew that this question-answer session was so interesting, we would have started with that only and ended with that only.
Yes. Next time. Next time.
Okay. At least we are ending with it. Okay.
Thank you.